everybody. Welcome back to A Late Show. My guest tonight is the director of the Hayden Planetarium at the American Museum of Natural History, the host of StarTalk and Cosmos, and the author of the new book, Cosmic Queries. Please welcome back to A Late Show, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good, dude.
Now, because you're an educator, you are eligible to get the COVID vaccine here in New York. And I understand this morning you got the second shot. Now, I've heard
the second shot 11 hours ago, yes.
Okay, and I heard that it can feel a little rough after the second shot. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm a little loopy now. So.
Loopy? Like?
Just a little loopy, but no, I feel fine. I was never much of a side effects guy my whole life, so I don't expect to put a check in all the boxes that they list. Well, but otherwise, yeah, if I'm otherwise incoherent, that could be why. I got it up in Harlem Hospital.
Here you are getting the first dose 28 days ago, and I didn't know that one possible side effect of the shot was the gun show. That's sun's not even out, but guns are out. Now, I'm glad to know
that's just what's left over.
What?
That's just what's left over from 40 years and 40 pounds ago when I used to be in shape.
You look good, man. You look really good. I wouldn't face you in the wrestling ring. Now, you're a man of science. What is the significance of you getting this shot?
Well, it's important. First of all, consider who we think of normally as heroes in society. Often it's someone who saves a life or several lives and putting their own life at risk sometimes. And when I think of the COVID vaccine developed by lab researchers, what that tells me is that there's a group of scientists whose names you will never know. There will be no statues to them, yet they will have saved millions of lives by developing vaccines in record time. And so I think that is the appropriate use of the term superhero. If you say, so scientists may be the only authentic, legitimate superheroes in society. And I tip my hat to them, even though we cannot recite their names because we don't know them and nobody's building statues.
Okay, let's get to some other hard science here. There are a whole lot of Mars missions going on right now. We got who do we got up there right now? Besides NASA with Perseverance, who else is up there?
Yeah, we got China. China's up there, and the United Arab Emirates, the first time an Arab state has reached Mars. And so, yeah, it's all very exciting.
Are they in orbit around Mars, or has anybody gone down besides us?
Yeah, so China's got an orbiter, a lander, and a rover. Okay, the United Arab Emirates has an orbiter that's specifically tuned to look at and sample the atmosphere because something bad happened. Well, I don't want to value judge it. Something happened on Mars where Mars used to have liquid running water on its surface and now it's bone dry. So they're going to study the outer atmosphere of Mars just to see if there's clues there as to what might have happened to Mars in the past. We sent a rover, Perseverance rover, which my favorite part of it, it's got a helicopter. It's badass. It's got a helicopter, and engineers thought this through because the Martian atmosphere is much thinner than on Earth. So if you're going to lift a payload, you need like wider rotor blades, and you have to spin them faster. But gravity on Mars is less, so that helps you out a little bit. So it's mostly an engineering demonstration, because if that works, you're no longer limited to slow-moving rovers on the surface of Mars. You can go where you want, drop inside of craters, back out. So I'm ready for this.
How does it get back to the rover itself? Is there GPS on Mars? Like, how does it orient itself?
There are ways to communicate when you're not on Earth, and sometimes you use stars, okay, to triangulate your position. Just like the olden days here on Earth, stellar navigation used to be the only way to find your way to grandma's house. Okay, but on Mars, the coordinates of where you are, it knows how far it goes in any direction, up or down. That whole coordinate system is established on landing, so that's not a problem. We got that. We got that.
Good. Good. You don't have to
Oh,
yell,
by the way,
man.
I got to say, we have 3 missions to Mars, and it's not an accident that they all kind of landed together, because the orientation of Earth and Mars in orbit is favorable for a low-energy trip between Earth and Mars once every 26 months. So everybody launches at around the same time, and of course they'll get there at around the same time.
What was
So
your
that's why.
reaction? I loved the video that the actual the rover capsule, as it came in, shot of its entry into the Martian atmosphere, and especially when those parachutes deployed. I just about burst into tears. It was so beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful, and it's about time NASA put more cameras up there rather than just the scientific ones that are at base camp. Let us experience those moments of terror in the aero braking coming into Mars. Let us participate in that. We know we have the power to do it. The weight of those cameras is small compared to the SUV-sized weight of the thing getting plunked down on Mars. So yeah. Plus we can have sounds from Mars.
I know.
So just extending our senses so that the robot becomes more of an emissary of humans rather than some distant, separated scientific instrument, and it becomes way cooler. I think way more important for NASA to get recognized as something that we all participate in as a collective explorers on the surface of another planet.
Everybody's going up there. Why are people going to Mars now? And I don't mean just like because it's closest to Earth in its orbit around the sun. I mean, why are these countries all eager to go up there? Is it because we know there's going to be signs of life up there? Because here's my theory. Okay, first people into orbit, that's a big prize. First man on the moon, that's a big prize. What's the next big prize? Is it putting a man on Mars? Okay, but we put a man or an astronaut on another celestial body. It's finding evidence of life. Isn't that the next big brass ring here? Doesn't every country want to be the ones to say they found it?
I'm not authorized to answer that. Next question.
Because I'm right. I'm right. And here's my theory. My theory is that y'all know it's up there. Y'all know there's evidence. You don't have sufficient evidence to present to the public, or you don't want to freak us out. But the Chinese know, the UAE people know, the Indians know, we know. And so we're racing up there to the people who can bring back the rock and go, look, we found it, but you won't tell us rubes.
Or the rest of the world is figuring out how and why they should embrace the exploration of the solar system, turning it into our backyard. One of those two is
life. There's life up there.
Or the rest of the world is getting technological. Ooh. We are no longer the sole owners of space. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Get over it.
I won't. You know I'm right. I accept your apology in the future when you come back on and said, I knew there was life, but I couldn't say anything apologies. Because I was sworn to secrecy.
I don't do future apologies. Right?
Yeah, you will in the future. Okay. It used to be governments did the exploration. Now, a lot of private industry. For instance, it was just announced today that in 2025, they're going to start building a space hotel. Are you ready to book a room?
Sure, but I have to tell you, it would have to have restaurants and stuff and other sort of trappings of a.
It's going to have basketball. You can dunk. It's going to be great.
Yeah. The problem is the restaurants might not have much of an atmosphere, I think.
They're going to spin it, baby. Oh, I see. You got me. You got me.
I thought you were quicker than that, Stephen.
I'm not. Not tonight, man. Not tonight.
Wait, just to be clear, a hotel is not the same thing as space exploration. The exploration will likely still occur by governments.
Okay.
But when you start turning into a tourism and hotels and theme parks, yeah, I'm all for it.
What about what do guys like Bezos or Branson or Musk, SpaceX? What do you think about private industry being the sort of the frontier of rocket development right now?
That's fine, but my read of history tells me he's not sending the rocket anywhere first, because that's expensive and it's a very short venture capitalist meeting. Oh, Elon, what do you want to do? Send humans to Mars. How much does it cost? Trillions, maybe? I don't know. Is it dangerous? Yes. Will people die? Probably. That's a 5-minute meeting. All right. if you want to make a business case for it. There's no ROI to do it first. Okay? So what happens? Governments do it first because they have geopolitical reasons for wanting to do these kinds of things.
Right, because they want to get there first to find out there's already life there. Right.
You'll get over it.
I won't. I won't. I can't wait. Oh, I cannot wait till you come back here and admit that I was right.
So what'll happen is, so here's what could happen. We decide as a country, we want to send astronauts to Mars, but we don't have a spaceship. So Elon says, I've got a spaceship, and then he sells the spaceship to NASA. That could happen. That's a business case. That's fine. That could happen.
We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk about Neil's new book, Cosmic Queries, and how the universe ends. It'll be fun.